What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video. We've got some awesome topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with the Famitsu sales for October 28, 2019 through November 3rd, 2019. This is the Japanese physical game sales, so it does not include digital, and it showed off some pretty interesting things, especially with the Nintendo Switch and Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, Luigi's Mansion has never been a huge seller in Japan in terms of compared to some of Nintendo's other big franchises like Mario Kart, The Legend of Zelda, or even something like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But at the same time, Luigi's Mansion 3 has actually struck a nice chord in Japan. And we also have the sales for Persona 5 Royale, which did really well. It was actually the top game sold in Japan for the week, but at the same time, it really failed to kind of bring in a lot of new people because PlayStation 4 system sales were pretty flat. But Luigi's Mansion 3 did a really good job of bringing more people in to get a Nintendo Switch. You have to remember, guys, Nintendo Switch is already the best-selling current generation platform in Japan with over 10 million units sold, so pretty good all around there. Now, if you look at the sales here, Persona 5 Royale with the limited edition included into that sold 201,448 units, which is really good, not bad at all. But once again, the PlayStation 4 only sold 8,338 units despite that big game launching, so not a lot of new people kind of getting into the mix here, right around what they sold the previous week. However, with Luigi's Mansion 3 sold 150,000 units, and the Nintendo Switch sold 119,397 units. So 120,000 just about, not including with digital with the actual Luigi's Mansion 3 sales, but the physical system sales in Japan. That's a big bump up from what we got the previous week. Shows that Luigi's Mansion and also just the Nintendo Switch in general getting closer to the holiday is really bringing in new people in a system that's already the top selling current generation platform out there, not including the Nintendo 3DS. I'm not sure if you're going to include that in terms of current generation, but pretty good overall, right? Pretty good overall. I think that's awesome. If you look at the top 30, which has already been published, a lot of Nintendo Switch games in the top 15 or so. You have the usual suspects with Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You also have stuff like Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which is continuing to do really well. You have Dragon Quest XI S, Echoes of an Elusive Age, that's still in the top 6. That game is doing really good, and I think it's going to be a million seller one of these days when it comes to worldwide sales, if it's not already there. So not bad at all. Also looking at something like Ring Fit Adventure continuing to be in the top sales, it shows that it's going to have a lot more legs than something like Labo had for Nintendo. So that quality of life initiative that Nintendo started all those years ago is kind of reinventing itself with Ring Fit Adventure. And then of course you guys see the sales here, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, or Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. I think that game having about 20,000 units sold, I think it was just a problem with when it was released. You'd think that it'd be more popular considering that, you know, it's Tokyo and it's the Olympic Games, Mario and Sonic. That game was huge on the Wii franchise, but it seems like it hasn't been able to find its footing on the Wii U and now also on the Nintendo Switch. But overall, pretty good sales. But it's interesting to see how, like, Persona, I thought that would move a bit more PlayStation 4s. I thought that more people would be like, okay, let me go ahead and pick up a PlayStation 4. I thought that maybe sales would be around maybe 15,000 units or so with Persona 5 Royale coming out, but it's just not happening. The system is just kind of flat in Japan. You still have some people buying it, but less than 10,000 units with a big game launching with a lot of extra content. Just kind of goes to show you where the demographics and kind of what's going on in Japan and what people like to play. With Luigi's Mansion, great to see that game doing so well worldwide. I know there was huge sales here in the US and also in Europe, so it's going to be interesting to see what Nintendo reports when they have their financial call at the end of the year. So what are you guys' thoughts with all the different sales here when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Luigi's Mansion, Persona, and all that? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is now the best-selling fighting game of all time, and Smash Bros. Ultimate is also the best-selling franchise in the fighting genre of all time as well, which is awesome to hear because this game is absolutely phenomenal. So Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sits at 15.71 million copies sold based on the latest information provided from Nintendo. Now Street Fighter 2, that was the previous record holder, sitting at 15.5 million units sold. Now it's one thing to note here with this, guys, is that Street Fighter 2 with that 15 8.5 million. That was like spread across like a gazillion different systems, whereas Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is just on the Nintendo Switch. So to me, there's a lot more stuff going on with Smash Ultimate and kind of where it sits with the sales than a game like Street Fighter 2, because this is just one system and in less than a year, whereas Street Fighter 2 has been on sale forever and has been re-released in so many different forms, versions, and all of that. Another thing to note here with the Super Smash Bros. Franchise, this also makes it the most popular fighting game franchise of all time. The series has moved 53.03 million copies, whereas other big fighting games like Tekken, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat are below that, with around 45 to 47 million units in that range. So it's pretty cool to see Super Smash Bros. Have this much success, and I always knew from the first time that I played Super Smash Bros. Like 20 years ago that this was going to be an amazing thing. Now, I didn't know if it'd blow up as much as it did in terms of characters and having all different types of franchises from just outside of Nintendo, but I knew this was the fighting game franchise for me because I had played a bunch of fighting games growing up, like Street Fighter, I played Mortal Kombat, I played Tekken, I played Virtua Fighter, I played all this different stuff, and none of them ever clicked with me more than Super Smash Bros. When I first went over to Blockbuster back in the day and played Super Smash Bros. With a bunch of other people that I didn't even know, and we're all beating the crap out of each other, we all looked at each other and said, oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing thing. We didn't know how big it would turn out, but we knew that this was something special. And I'm really happy to see Super Smash Bros., my favorite fighting game franchise of all time, do so well, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate continue to kill it in sales, and they're just getting going. So great stuff to see here. We have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the new character fighter Terry, recently released as well. He's a lot of fun to play as. There's so much history and there's so much passion put behind the game. It's just amazing to see, and those sales are well deserved. The franchise is well deserved, and if you look at it, there's only how many games, right? We have Super Smash Bros. On the N64. We have Super Smash Bros. Brawl. We have Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Nintendo 3DS, and then we also have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's it. The fact that it's been able to be the best fighting game selling franchise of all time with only that number of games compared to like the multiple versions and multiple iterations across all the other games is phenomenal. So what are you guys' thoughts on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate now being the best selling fighting game of all time? And also, what are your thoughts on the Smash Bros. Franchise being the best selling fighting game franchise of all time? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the final topic here. Nintendo has revealed their Black Friday 2019 deal, and to be honest, it's a bit lackluster in terms of what they're offering, because they're doing the same thing that they did last year, and that is a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle with the Nintendo Switch. However, it's not the new model of the Nintendo Switch, it's the old battery life model of the Nintendo Switch, and on top of that, it's $299.99. Now, you do get a free copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which that is the good thing about this bundle, but unfortunately, it is the old model on there, so that's not necessarily the best out there for consumers. I mean, you could get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at a little bit of a discounted rate on Amazon and other places and get the better battery life model for the same price, or even go with the Nintendo Switch Lite, but it is what it is with this one here, guys. I still think that this is going to do well over it, especially because people that are buying this at this point, they're not going to be like the core gamers that already have one or anything. They're probably just going to be families looking for something to play and probably not going to be playing portable mode too much. They're probably just going to have it hooked up to the TV and playing every now and then, because this is definitely more of a casual line bundle. The more of the hardcore gamers that want the better battery life are going to go out there and buy that, and then buy some of the games on discount like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or stuff like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or any other games that they want on discount, or even buying something like Pokemon Sword and Shield with the new better battery life. Not going to really be getting any discounts on those, but those are what the core gamers are going to go out there and buy. But yeah, it's unfortunate that this Black Friday deal is not that great, but hey, it is what it is. If you want it, it's out there. I also will mention that there are some pretty cool Black Friday deals for Nintendo Switch games from Best Buy and other places, and I will be doing a comprehensive Black Friday roundup of all the best deals around, so look out for that video. I just want to make sure that we kind of get everything and we can compare and contrast to different places out there, but there are going to be some pretty sweet deals for Nintendo Switch games, first party and third party, in addition to other tech related stuff as well. So I will be putting together a video for you guys on that. So what are you guys' thoughts with all the different topics here, from the Famitsu sales, the Super Smash Brothers, and Nintendo's somewhat lackluster Black Friday deal for 2019? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let's know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.